don't we? I would like to take this opportunity to clarify the intent behind my amendment and how it highlights an increasingly larger problem. According to a Senate report on questionable spending, roughly $25 billion are spent annually to maintain vacant or unused federal properties. My goal is to close off that spigot of federal waste. Unfortunately, my amendment as drafted would have inadvertently prevented basic security or the ability to respond to an emergency situation, such as a broken pipe or others. That being said, even with the current funds, we have numerous vacant federal buildings crumbling all across our nation. The Veterans Administration alone spends $170 million a year, often on buildings that they would rather sell, were Congress not standing in the way. In fact, a good example is those at the Charlie Norwood VA Center in Augusta, Georgia, that I represent. If we intend to tackle our difficult problems, we cannot continue to punt on the simple ones. It is outrageous that hundreds of billions of dollars have been wasted on unused buildings, sitting for over a decade waiting for renovation funding. We need to sell what isn't absolutely necessary, and in the meantime stop burning dollars on the maintenance of buildings going to waste. The problem with these buildings is symbolic of the federal government as a whole. So large and bloated that some are lost in limbo, decaying and sapping valuable resources. We have redundant agencies and regulations lost in the bloat, just like these buildings. Again, if we hope to make headway on the critical budget issues that we face as a nation, we must begin with these smaller common sense changes. I hope that my colleagues will allow me to work on this issue with them during the process and the upcoming 2012 appropriation cycle. And I just request from the chairman, I hope that you will work with me. We've got many vacant, unused federal properties all over this country that we need to stop funding. We need to sell these and reduce the debt by the funds that we do. So I'd like to ask the chairman of the subcommittee if she'll be eager to work with me on this issue. That's very
The gentleman
vital.
raises an absolutely critical issue that there are examples of all over the country, and we are more than willing to work with you on a continuing basis. You may be happy to note that we have cut $1.7 billion from the public buildings fund in this continuing resolution. But we've got a lot more work to do, and as we prepare the FY 2012 spending bill, I think that we'll find more examples, and it's very critical to save every penny we can. And I just want to thank you so much for your dedication to finding all the waste that we have in the federal budget.
Thank you, Chairman. I appreciate your willingness to work with me, and now I yield back.